here today to talk about my ScallywagAThon Wrap Up. Now, I did not complete nearly as much as a bunch of other people. I was watching some other people's wrap-ups and I was like, wow, damn, some people, they really read a lot this week. I only finished 2 books, but one of these books was rather large, so I still don't feel too bad. I finished these 2. Without further ado, let's get started. So since I only did 2 books, I did not win, and so I didn't get the bookmark, but I still don't feel too bad. I was really busy this week, and I still feel proud of myself because this book, Germs of Autumn, I had been reading for almost 2 years, and I finished it this week. Diana Gabaldon famously wrote the Outlander series, and this is the 4th book in the series. The first book is Outlander, the second book is Dragonfly and Amber, and the 3rd book is Voyager, and this is the 4th book. I was about halfway through about halfway through before the readathon, and I was tired of seeing this book on my nightstand. That being said, so I picked this book first out of my TBR to start with. Oh my gosh, I thought this book would never end. It was going on and on and on, and it just dragged for me. And I really enjoyed the characters and I really enjoyed the setting, but there really wasn't a lot of plot. It was all just kind of a misunderstanding. Out of all of Gabaldon's books that I have read so far, this one has been the most sort of like bonnet rippery. I just created an adjective out of the term bonnet ripper. And it's because it's all based off of a misunderstanding, and because like there's like rape and a baby, and so it just becomes it kind of devolves into a mess. That being said, I still gave it 3 stars because the writing was still quite good, and I did like the characters, and so I don't regret reading it. But I was relieved when it was over. I'm not gonna lie. I have the 4th book, which I actually have right here. Sorry for the mess with I use this book as part of my tripod because it is so huge. I have the 4th book, which is The Fiery Cross. Now, this book is 1,400 pages, and I got it in hardback because I got it at a thrift store, so it's huge. I use it as I can use it as a weight, actually. I don't know, just to compare, this is mass market paperback. And then this book is about over 1,000 pages, like 1,015, and then this book is 1,400 something. So, yeah, a bit ridiculous. But I heard one reviewer say that Gabaldon is so in love with her characters that she'll write them doing just about anything. And I think that's an accurate way to describe it. The reason why I had dropped off reading it in about the middle of the book was because there was a shift in point of view. So one of the other characters started narrating for a while, and it was a character that I wasn't interested in nearly as much. So I put down the book. On to the 2nd book, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. This turned out to be rather good. I read this in just one evening. It's about a 28-year-old Japanese woman who is, technically she's not a woman, she's like gender non-conforming. It's about a 28-year-old Japanese woman and her experience with like mental illness and which she suffers from like a very young age, and trying to navigate adulthood and find something that she's passionate about, which happens to be manga, and it's semi-autobiographical, and so it basically leads to like her creating this book. So it's kind of cool that you get to like watch her from the beginning lead up to sort of like the genesis of this manga, and sort of like a climax in the book is her hiring a lesbian escort, and sort of like how she gets to that point, and sort of how successful and unsuccessful she is in that endeavor. And I'll just give you a preview of some of the artwork and stuff. See in there? There's this really great quote from the book, and just give me 1 second so I can find it. I had money, but for some reason I couldn't go anywhere. Apparently finding a warm place to belong takes something other than money. Several years later, I realized that this something other than money was also required to enjoy food, to keep yourself neat and tidy, and to mutually respect people. But at the time, I didn't know that. So it's quite thoughtful, and it's a very thoughtful little book, and I would recommend it. Overall, 2 books, and one was manga, but so not the most like accomplished reading week, but I'm still proud with what I did. And I didn't get to a chance to read the book about pirates. Which is sad considering that it was a readathon about pirates, but I'm still excited for the watch along next week. If I do read The Gold Bug by Edgar Allan Poe, I will mention it somewhere on my channel at some point, because some people did say that it sounded interesting and wanted to hear my thoughts on it. So if you are one of those people, stay tuned. Yes, so just a short little video today. But I just thought, you know what, I never film wrap-ups, so I really need to start doing that, get in the habit of, tying up loose ends. Alright, so without further ado, I will see you all next time. Stay tuned for what I'm currently reading video. That should be coming out pretty soon, so, doei!